Greetings, fellow travelers on the path of discovery. Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey, one that will take us deep into the heart of one of the most enigmatic and revered places on Earth, the Vatican, and the symbolism used within. If you think this symbolism is all about Christianity, stay tuned. This is part 3 in my series on pagan symbolism, so I encourage you to watch the other videos on my channel on this topic. As always, please like and subscribe for more videos on subjects like this. So, let's dive in. Few places on Earth captivate the imagination like the Vatican City. This tiny yet immensely powerful nation. Yes, it is its own nation with its own laws. And after we learn more, you will understand why this is. It is nestled within the bustling heart of Rome and is a treasure trove of art, history, and spirituality. Its influence extends far beyond its walls, touching the lives of millions around the globe. It's a place where centuries intertwine and where whispers of the past echo through magnificent halls. Today, we embark on a journey to uncover a hidden layer of the Vatican's story, one that takes us back to the ancient world and its enduring symbols. These symbols are not what you think. We often associate the Vatican with Christianity, and rightly so. It is the epicenter of the Catholic Church. But there is more to this sacred place than meets the eye. It is the epicenter of the Catholic Church. But what do these symbols mean? Beneath the surface of this sacred place lies a fascinating truth. The Vatican's art and architecture are interwoven with symbols that predate Christianity. So it only seems reasonable to wonder what is being stated by these ancient symbols if they predate Christianity. Let's take a look. These symbols, with roots in ancient Roman, Greek, and even Egyptian traditions, offer a glimpse into the fascinating interplay of cultures and beliefs throughout history. They remind us that the Vatican is not just a Christian stronghold, but a melting pot of ancient wisdom and traditions, along with, you guessed it, paganism. Along the way, we'll see if these symbols align with Christian beliefs. These symbols, originally rooted in non-Christian beliefs, were seamlessly integrated into the fabric of the Vatican. The narrative we are taught is this was a time when early Christians sought to connect with the broader spiritual landscape of their era. The presence of these symbols highlights the Vatican's role as a cultural and spiritual melting pot. They serve as a bridge between the ancient wisdom of pre-Christian civilizations and the evolving Christian faith. So, whether you are a history buff, an art lover, or a spiritual seeker, the Vatican has something to offer you. It is a place where the past and present coexist in perfect harmony, inviting us to explore, to learn, and to be inspired. It is a place that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of new ideas, and the enduring power of faith. And as the first light of dawn breaks over the city, we are reminded that the journey of discovery is never truly over. Our journey begins with a symbol that dominates the Vatican skyline, the obelisk. This towering monument, standing proudly in St. Peter's Square, is more than just a piece of ancient architecture. It is a bridge between civilizations, a silent storyteller of human history and belief. These towering four-sided pillars, tapering to a pyramidal point, might seem quintessentially Roman, especially when seen in the heart of Rome. However, their origins lie far to the south in the land of the pharaohs, Egypt, where they were first conceived and erected, and if you know the story of Osiris, you will get that joke. In ancient Egypt, obelisks were not merely architectural feats, they were deeply symbolic structures. They were closely associated with the sun god Ra, the deity who was believed to rule over all creation and bring life to the world. We're taught obelisks were seen as petrified rays of the sun, but once again I will encourage you to learn the story of Osiris. They were believed to channel the divine energy of Ra, serving as a physical manifestation of his power and presence on Earth. So if the Vatican is a Christian entity, I wonder why this symbol is right in the very center of the city. The Egyptians held a profound belief that Ra, the giver of life, traveled across the sky in a solar bark. This daily journey was a symbol of renewal and rebirth, as Ra brought light to the world each day and descended into the underworld each night. The placement of obelisks at temple entrances was not arbitrary. It was a deliberate act of reverence, symbolizing the connection between the divine and the earthly and marking the sacredness of the space within. The Romans, with their penchant for incorporating elements of conquered cultures into their own, brought numerous obelisks from Egypt to Rome as trophies of war and symbols of their imperial might. These obelisks, once symbols of Egyptian divinity, were repurposed to signify Roman power and dominance. That seems pretty Christian, right? One such obelisk found its way to the Vatican, where it stands today in the center of St. Peter's Square. This obelisk, which once stood in the ancient city of Heliopolis, was transported to Rome by Emperor Caligula and later moved to its current location by Pope Sixtus V. This obelisk has seen the rise and fall of empires, the transformation of religions, and the enduring quest for meaning and connection. It stands as a reminder that symbols cannot transcend their original meanings, no matter how much time goes by. The obelisk, once a symbol of the sun god Ra, has been reinterpreted through the lens of Christianity and now holds a different, yet equally profound meaning. In the context of the Vatican, the obelisk has been reinterpreted as a symbol of Christ's victory over death and his role as the light of the world. At least that's what we're told. The sun, with its life-giving warmth and radiant glow, has held a place of reverence in cultures around the world since time immemorial. It's no surprise, then, that solar symbolism found its way into the heart of the Vatican. Throughout the Vatican's art and architecture, we find depictions of the sun in various forms. From radiant halos surrounding the heads of saints to sunburst motifs adorning ceilings and floors, the sun's presence is undeniable. One striking example can be found in the Chiaramonte Museum, where a magnificent Roman mosaic depicts the sun god Sol riding his chariot across the heavens. While the sun held significance in Roman mythology, but again, not Christian whatsoever in its symbolism, its incorporation into the Vatican's design takes on a new layer of meaning. When you combine these ever-plentiful symbols, you have to start wondering what's going on in the Vatican. This fusion of pagan and Christian symbolism seems out of place. The sun, once a symbol of a pagan deity, is said to be a powerful representation of Christ's divine nature and his role as a source of hope and salvation. Well then, why not just get a statue of Jesus? No thanks, says the Vatican. This pagan symbol is perfect. As we delve deeper into the Vatican's artistic treasures, we uncover layers of history and culture that have been meticulously preserved over centuries. These treasures are not just relics of the past, but are windows into the minds and hearts of those who created them. Among these treasures, we encounter a fascinating phenomenon: the integration of pagan imagery into Christian art. This blending of iconography is not merely an artistic choice, but a reflection of the complex interplay between different belief systems. This fusion of seemingly disparate traditions reflects the complex cultural landscape of early Christianity. It was a time when new religious ideas were emerging and old ones were being reinterpreted. This is also the same religion that rewrote the Bible, so why would they need to do that? Early Christians often borrowed from existing artistic traditions to convey their own beliefs. They were not creating in a vacuum, but were deeply influenced by the artistic and cultural milieu in which they lived. By incorporating familiar symbols, they made their new faith more accessible to converts, and possibly produce a following of people who weren't entirely aware of the meaning behind these symbols. They adopted and adapted pagan symbols, imbuing them with new Christian meanings. For instance, the fish, an ancient symbol of fertility and life, was reinterpreted as a symbol of Christ. This process of recontextualization allowed for a smoother transition for those converting to Christianity. This practice, known as syncretism, allowed early Christians to communicate their faith using familiar imagery that resonated with the people of the time. Syncretism was not just a strategy for survival, but a testament to the length at which they went to keep the symbols in use. One striking example of this syncretism can be found in the catacombs beneath Rome, where early Christians buried their dead and adorned the walls with religious art. These underground burial sites were not just places of mourning, but also of artistic expression and theological reflection. In these catacombs, early Christians created art that spoke to their hopes, fears, and beliefs. The walls tell stories of faith and resurrection, using a visual language that was both familiar and revolutionary. So they tell us reincarnation isn't real, yet their art says the opposite. Here we find depictions of Jesus as well as Orpheus, the mythical Greek musician who charmed all living things with his music. This portrayal was not random, but a deliberate choice to draw parallels between the stories of Orpheus and Christ. Orpheus's descent into the underworld to retrieve his beloved Eurydice became a metaphor for Christ's descent into hell and his triumphant resurrection. This powerful imagery helped early Christians articulate their beliefs in a way that was both profound and relatable. This fusion of pagan and Christian symbolism reminds us that the evolution of belief is rarely a straight line. It is a complex and dynamic process, influenced by a myriad of factors including cultural exchange, political power, and human creativity. It's a testament to the human capacity for adaptation and the enduring power of symbols to transcend cultural boundaries. These symbols, whether pagan or Christian, speak to universal themes of life, death, and the hope for something beyond. They remind us that, at our core, we are all looking for the true meaning in all things. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to creating more videos on subjects like this.